doesn't hang that low, but something I need to do today is I need to go ahead and flash the car to the tune that was previously on it before they loaded up the lean tune, because right now you guys can see here, off immediate startup, the car is pretty pig rich. This is kind of like, in a way, a bass tune that's on the car. So I haven't really been driving it. I haven't really driven it in like 2 days. If I did take it out, I shipped it before 3,000, and I obviously am not getting, you know, on it going wide open throttle because it is pretty rich. But I want to show you guys something pretty interesting in this video, and I think you guys are gonna get a kick out of it. So let the car warm up. We'll do a POV drive to a spot, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what the previous owner did to this car, because it's pretty nuts. As you can kind of see, it's cruising. It's kind of correcting itself. It's a little bit rich, but that is because of the lean tune. We're gonna be flashing this revision on the car, or technically the original tune in the car, either later today or tomorrow, so we shouldn't have this problem. The only problem we should potentially have is the car just still running rich on idle. Slightly rich on idle, but for the most part, I think we should be straight. I'm actually gonna go ahead and get some gas right now. I always like getting this car kind of filled up on gas, like when I'm around a quarter tank. I don't really like to literally let this sit under a quarter tank ever, just because of how this car kind of acts. It's just kind of better just to be safer than sorry. So fill up. Oh my goodness. Gas station is actually packed today. Jesus Christ. Fill this baby up, and then we'll be on the way. Alright. I never fill this car up all the way though, especially not right now. I always put like a half a tank and then call it. Just for the fact that, like I said, we are on the lean tune. Well, I should say now technically we're on that rich tune. Like driving the car, like when I'm just like lightly accelerating, it's all good. AFRs are where they're supposed to be. And because the car technically is like in open loop to kind of stop the misfire, what you guys will see happen with the AFR is that when I actually take my foot off the gas, it kind of riches out in a way because the car feels like it's under load. So that's why we need to go ahead and get a retune. So if you guys are wondering like why, you know, when I take my foot off the gas slightly, the AFRs hit like 13, 12, it's because the car is in open loop to kind of stop that misfire that exhaust leak was causing. Oh my goodness. Those downshifts are never gonna get old, man. Love it. But the only problem with this now is because I'm literally wasting gas. Like whenever I turn the car on, whenever I just do like a small cruise, the gas just goes bye-bye so quick, which is why I haven't really been driving the car at all. And also it's been raining, so there's been really no reason to drive the car anyway. The gas just goes by. Like I think I'm getting 100% less than 10 miles to the gallon right now. But because of this rich condition, what I'm gonna do as soon as I actually go ahead and get down to Texas is I'm actually gonna perform an oil change immediately. immediately, even though I'm not driving this car down there, just because like I'm not driving this car 16 hours, like that's gonna be kind of ridiculous. I'm doing an oil change as preventative maintenance, and we're gonna get this car dyno tuned again for the long tube headers, because I believe it still can run a little bit rich, because we're gonna have that more airflow and stuff like that. So you guys can see here when I'm not really like on the gas hard, it's rich, but when I get on it and like regularly drive, it's fine. Got some pops. It's so deep, and I'm not even, and I'm shifting at 3,000, and it's so deep. It's so loud. I think the long tubes are kind of like breaking in. This is like with the windows slightly cracked too. To be honest with you, I think the first modification I'm doing to my next car, 100%, is going to be like headers first. 100%. Headers, and then we'll go ahead and do the catback, because obviously you got to do the headers, the catless mid pipe at the same time, and then we're doing the catback, because this is, oof. This is where the sound really does change and where everything gets cleaned up. Sounds pretty damn good. Like even for like the BBK headers and like the LAR X Pipe, I can imagine what this is gonna sound like with the American Racing long tubes, the X Pipe with the Borla ATAK, because those are gonna be meant for boost, and those are actually all going to be the same material. Those are all gonna be like the same grade stainless steel, so the sound should be a lot more crisp and a lot more cleaned up than it is right now. Like this actually does sound pretty damn good in my opinion. It sounds pretty cleaned up, but I think it's gonna be even better with those long tubes, just because everything is gonna be the same material. Because like when I went ahead and got the full exhaust in the BRZ, that was all the same material, and it sounded wicked. So I can't imagine what this is gonna sound like. All the same material. I think that's something that people don't really realize. If you want your exhaust to sound like the best it can possibly be, you need to have everything be the same material, and I mean everything, and also the same length. So whether that be 2.5 or 3-inch. Gotta open this up to 3-inch. Be a lot louder too, technically, because it's more flow. Nah, we probably should have just blew that, but oh well. This is like what it sounds like in the car. You can have a conversation in here, in car. It's not that bad. It's just way deeper. It's downshifts, man. Alright, well, guy kind of passed me up here, and then I'm gonna pull up to my spot. Come on, brother. I'm letting you pass. Don't got turn signals, so. Alright, y'all. As you guys can see here, I went ahead and moved to a different location. There was honestly way too much wind noise. I couldn't record this video. It was like impossible, but what you guys are about to see is some pretty crazy shit that the previous owner did to this car. I'm honestly shocked. Not in a million years would I think this would be something that would be done, especially to a car like this and the condition that I did get it in. I mean, it's in good condition. So I'm not too sure why the previous owner or the owner before the person I bought it would do something like this. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys some backstory on everything that was done to this car before I picked it up, and all the things that I've changed, because I was thinking about it last night. I kind of changed damn near everything the previous owner or the owner before him did, and I'm really happy I did. So this car had BBK Short Tube Headers, it had a JBA Catless X Pipe, as well as a MagnaFlow MagnaPack exhaust. Now, I went ahead and changed the full exhaust system to BBK long tube headers and LAR Performance X Pipe, that's off-road, obviously Catless, with Borla ATAK, and then we added the Vortech V1 Supercharger with all the other supporting mods. So everything pretty much that this owner did, besides the wheels, the tires, and the brakes, you know, are changed. And I'm happy as hell I did, and I'm gonna tell you guys this right now. If you guys ever buy an older car, especially like one of these cars where, you know, odds are headers have been changed, X pipes have been changed, you know, whatever has been changed, you guys definitely probably want to go ahead and swap out the manifolds as one of your first mods, because what I'm about to show you right now are the old manifolds that were on the car. This is the BBK Short Tube Headers that were on the car. Now, this is what I don't get what the previous owner did. I don't know if it was the owner before me or the guy that he bought it from, but as you guys can see here, there was some type of like silicone like gasket, you know, wannabe welder that was done to this car. This car, when these were pulled off, were actually just like hanging, like they weren't even fully on the car. That's how bad the exhaust leak. You guys can see here all this black. This is legitimately an exhaust leak. This is metal on metal contact, or, you know, lack of better words, no contact. The gasket, it pretty much cracked and just was not here at all. So this huge kind of gaping area was where a lot of the leaks were. You guys can see here, they had some like fucking whatever silicone, you know, wannabe welder. Just honestly just welded it on like on the motor to keep the header, I should say, on the car. So what I'm kind of getting here is that these headers actually failed before I even picked up the car. I was completely unaware of this, and I think that when I actually had it on the dyno, or 100% had it on the dyno, these just completely failed, started to leak like crazy because of all the additional heat, because when you boost an application that's NA, it's adding a lot more heat. So I'm really concerned on exactly how this slipped through tuning. I don't really get how that's possible, because you guys can see here, like this doesn't really develop overnight. This was leaking for quite some time, and I think this like went bad when the car was doing the pulls on the dyno. You guys can see here again, like literally right here, this is like sealant to just hold the header on the actual car. And it's the same thing over here as well. Not as bad, but you can see here all the black stuff. This is where the gasket just completely failed, metal on metal contact. You guys can see the sealant here. You can see it all over on this one, just black everywhere. This header 100% was just held on by sealant. This is definitely just, there was no gasket at all here. So I'm very concerned on exactly what went down. Let me know down in the comment section if you guys kind of have like an answer for me, because I legit don't. Honestly, I mean, Best case scenario, it just failed like overnight, I guess. I don't know, after getting it tuned, but I don't see how this failed overnight. This is something that was definitely persistent on the car. Hell, maybe it was like this, you know, when I bought it. Well, obviously it was, but it failed, you know, maybe just a couple days earlier, and I just for some reason didn't know. But this is kind of ridiculous. I don't get how this was done. Like, this is bad. Like, look at all that black there. You see the sealants all over on this one. Like, this is metal on metal contact. Like, there was no gasket on this manifold part here. This is fine, but this is all messed up. Like, I don't really get how all this went down. And I was actually planning on selling these, but obviously that's not gonna happen. These are completely trashed. So that's something, you know, from me to you. If you guys are buying, you know, an older car or just a new car in general that's, you know, has a couple of owners on it, some modifications done, specifically headers, you probably want to go ahead and either pull these off, check them out yourself to make sure there was no fuck shit done to them, or just go ahead and replace the entire unit themselves. Because that's exactly why I went ahead and got long tubes. A lot of people were kind of questioning, like, oh man, you know, long tubes don't really add a lot of help, you know, when you boost a car, that, you know, whatnot. But this is literally why, because this obviously could not have been put back on the car the way it is, and I knew once I pulled these off, there was a high chance that they were not going to be able to be put back on. So what's the point of going ahead and putting short tube headers on again? Might as well just go ahead and just upgrade to long tube headers, even if it is for, you know, maybe not as much gain as you'd get in A. Obviously, with the built motor setup, increased compression and higher boost, long tubes are they're gonna help you out. So it's kind of one of those future-proof things that I did. But I guess for right now, we're just gonna get that, you know, minimal increase, or it could be a lot. Hell, who knows? I mean, we're all gonna be running around like in the teens of boost. So it could help out, but the car does sound good. I mean, I like the way it sounds, so I guess it's kind of a dub. If anything, the sound is worth it, at least for right now. So, man, I just don't know what the previous owner was doing, man. It just didn't make any sense. It just didn't make any sense. I'm super happy I went ahead and picked up, you know, new manifolds, because this would have been bad. Now, I still have the X Pipe at the shop. That obviously was not gonna fit in the car. I'm gonna have to go ahead and pick that up later on, but the X Pipe was in even worse shape. There actually was literally holes in the X Pipe that was leaking. So this car had some pretty severe exhaust leaks, really severe exhaust leaks. And I'm glad I took care of them when I did, because it was pretty bad. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Probably could just sell this as scrap metal. Or if somebody wants these, fuck it, come get them. If you guys think you can salvage them, come get them, man. Hit my DMs on Instagram. You know the vibes. But yeah. Oh, something else I kind of want to put out here. This is actually my last full week here in Illinois. We'll be moving out to Texas on the 14th, getting down there on the 15th, and then we'll be starting a new chapter. I'm honestly so excited to get down there, man. Not only for the car scene, but also for the gaming side of things as well. A lot of companies I work with are based out of Texas, or, you know, getting headquarters down in Texas. So it all kind of works out. I'm super excited to finally get 1,000 up, 1,000 down internet. Oh my God, your boy's about to act up with that internet, man. It's about to be nuts. I've never had fast internet before, so I'm really excited about that. Honestly, that's what I'm most excited for, is that damn internet. That shit's about to be crazy. So, whew, if you guys are in the Houston area, you know, see me around, say what's up. You guys know anything about some meets or something like that, hit me up. Also, if you guys know any shops that, you know, tune, work on these cars, 2 valves specifically, let me know, because I don't know anything down there. I'm literally going in there blind. I know some people down there in both scenes, but for the most part, I'm moving out blind, so we'll see. All but my lonesome, but we be alright. But yeah, man, Hope you guys did enjoy this video. Kind of want to show you guys exactly what the fuck shit the owner did. It's been your boy Ears POV, and yeah. Catch you guys in the next video. Deuces.